Imagine arriving in one of the most important cities in the world, a place visited by millions of people every year. This is Mecca, the holiest city in Islam. But before traveling here, there are important things you need to know. From flights and visas, to transportation, accommodation, places to visit, and rules that every traveler must respect. Introduce Mecca as the spiritual center of Islam, and explain that millions of Muslims travel there for Umrah and Hajj. Explain that this guide will take viewers through the journey step by step, from planning the flight to understanding what they can visit, and what rules they must follow once they arrive. Before you travel to Mecca, explain that travelers should first determine whether they are traveling for Umrah, Hajj, or another permitted purpose. Explain that entry requirements depend on nationality, visa type, travel period, and the purpose of the visit. Mention that travelers should check current requirements through official Saudi government sources before booking their trip. Explain the importance of having a valid passport, the appropriate Saudi visa or travel authorization, a required permits or bookings when applicable, travel insurance when required, hotel accommodation, a return or onward travel information when required. Explain that Hajj has special regulations and is not the same as an ordinary tourist trip or Umrah visit. Booking your flight. Explain how travelers normally reach Mecca. Mention that Mecca does not have its own commercial international airport. Explain that many international travelers arrive through King Abdulaziz International Airport in Jeddah, which is one of the main gateways to Mecca. Explain that another option may be arriving in Saudi Arabia through another major airport, and continuing by domestic transportation, depending on the traveler's itinerary. Explain that travelers should compare flight prices, a baggage allowance, arrival time, connection times, airport transfer options, distance from the airport to the hotel. Explain that arriving at a convenient time can make the journey much easier, especially during busy religious seasons. From Jeddah Airport to Mecca. Explain the main transportation options between Jeddah and Mecca. Include high-speed train, taxi, private transfer, a bus or other organized transportation. Explain that the Haramain high-speed railway can provide a fast connection between major cities in western Saudi Arabia. Explain that travelers should check current schedules and ticket availability before traveling. Mention that journey times can vary depending on traffic, transportation type, and the exact starting point. Arriving in Mecca. Describe the first impression of Mecca. Explain that the city is surrounded by mountains and has developed around the Grand Mosque. Talk about the large number of hotels, restaurants, shops, and transportation services serving pilgrims. Explain that accommodation location is extremely important. A hotel closer to the Grand Mosque may be more convenient, especially for elderly travelers or people who want to minimize walking. However, hotels farther away can sometimes offer lower prices and shuttle transportation. Explain that travelers should consider distance, accessibility, transportation, and walking routes rather than choosing a hotel based only on price. The Grand Mosque, Masjid al-Haram. Introduce Masjid al-Haram, the most important destination in Mecca. Explain that it surrounds the Kaaba and is the central destination for Muslims visiting the city. Describe the enormous scale of the mosque, its courtyards, prayer areas, and surrounding facilities. Explain that the mosque can become extremely crowded, particularly during Ramadan, Hajj, and other peak periods. Tell viewers to follow signs, security instructions, and official crowd management procedures. The Kaaba. Explain the significance of the Kaaba in the center of Masjid al-Haram. Describe it as the direction toward which Muslims around the world pray. Explain that pilgrims performing Umrah or Hajj perform tawaf around the Kaaba, according to the rituals of their pilgrimage. Make the explanation respectful and avoid turning sacred rituals into ordinary tourist attractions. Safa and Marwa. Explain the importance of the area between Safa and Marwa inside Masjid al-Haram. Explain that pilgrims performing Umrah and Hajj perform sa'i between Safa and Marwa. Describe how the area has been incorporated into the modern mosque complex and how millions of pilgrims use it. Abraj al-Bayt and the Clock Tower. Show the famous Mecca Clock Tower complex near the Grand Mosque. Explain that the complex is one of the most recognizable modern landmarks in Mecca. Mention that it contains hotels, shopping areas, restaurants, and other facilities. Explain that the surrounding area is extremely busy, and that travelers should allow extra time when moving through the central district. Other places and historical locations. Explain that Mecca contains many historically significant Islamic locations, although access to some locations may be restricted or regulated. Mention places associated with Islamic history such as Jabal el-Nur, Hira Cave, Jabal Thor, Mina, Arafat, and Muzdalifah. Clearly explain that some of these locations are particularly connected with Hajj and Islamic history, rather than conventional sightseeing. Do not imply that every location is always open to every visitor. Explain that travelers should check current access rules, transportation arrangements, and official guidance before visiting. Transportation around Mecca. Explain the main ways travelers can move around the city: walking, taxis, ride-hailing services where available, buses, organized pilgrimage transportation. Explain that walking can sometimes be the easiest option around the central Haram area, but distances can be longer than they appear. Mention that traffic can become extremely heavy during peak periods. Recommend planning journeys early and allowing extra time. What to wear. Explain that visitors should dress modestly and respectfully. For men performing Umrah or Hajj, explain that Ihram has specific requirements and is part of the pilgrimage rituals. For women, explain that modest clothing is expected, and that travelers should follow current official guidance concerning clothing and pilgrimage requirements. Avoid giving detailed religious rulings. Instead, direct viewers to qualified religious authorities and official Saudi guidance for the exact requirements. Important rules in Mecca. Create a clear section titled, Important Rules Every Visitor Should Know. Explain that Mecca is a sacred city and visitors must behave respectfully. Include the following points. Follow Saudi laws and regulations. Follow instructions from security personnel. Respect the sanctity of the holy sites. Address modestly and appropriately. Do not disturb other worshippers. Avoid pushing, shouting, or blocking crowded walkways. Follow designated pedestrian routes. Do not damage property or facilities. Do not litter. Do not photograph or film people without appropriate consideration and permission. Respect privacy. Follow restrictions on photography or filming where posted. Do not enter restricted areas. Follow crowd control instructions. Do not attempt to bypass security barriers. Keep important documents and belongings secure. Follow official health and safety instructions. Respect the rules governing Umrah and Hajj permits and access. Who can enter Mecca? Explain this topic carefully and respectfully. State that Mecca has specific religious access restrictions, and non-Muslims are not permitted to enter the sacred city. Explain that travelers should understand these restrictions before planning a trip. Do not suggest ways to bypass restrictions or security controls. Safety and crowd awareness. Explain that large crowds can create serious safety risks. Give practical advice. Stay hydrated. Keep your phone charged. Carry identification and important contact information. Choose a meeting point with family members in case you become separated. Keep valuables secure. Pay attention to signs and announcements. Do not stop suddenly in busy pedestrian areas. If traveling with children or elderly relatives, keep the group together. Follow official emergency instructions immediately. Food, shopping, and daily life. Show the modern side of Mecca. Explain that visitors can find restaurants serving Saudi, Middle Eastern, and international cuisine. Mention shopping areas, supermarkets, pharmacies, and services around major hotel districts. Explain that prices can vary significantly depending on location and season. Encourage travelers to compare prices and avoid purchasing unnecessary items simply because they are close to major tourist or pilgrimage areas. Best time to visit. Explain that the best time depends on the purpose of the journey. For Umrah travelers, explain that different periods can have very different crowd levels. Ramadan and Hajj periods are especially important and can be extremely busy. Explain that weather is also an important consideration because Mecca can become very hot. Encourage viewers to check current weather conditions and official pilgrimage information before traveling. How much time do you need? Explain that the ideal length of a trip depends on whether the traveler is visiting only Mecca or combining it with other destinations such as Medina or Jeddah. For a practical travel itinerary, Explain that travelers should allow enough time for arrival, accommodation, worship, rest, transportation and departure rather than trying to schedule every minute. Common mistakes first-time visitors should avoid. Create a useful checklist of mistakes. Booking a hotel without checking its real distance from Masjid al-Haram. Ignoring peak season crowds. Not checking visa and permit requirements. Arriving without understanding transportation options. Carrying too many unnecessary belongings. Ignoring weather conditions. Not keeping important documents safe. Assuming that every historical location is open to visitors. Not checking current official regulations. Trying to rush through the experience. Final practical checklist. Before traveling to Mecca, viewers should check passport validity, visa requirements, Umrah or Hajj requirements, flight details, airport transfer, hotel location, transportation, weather, health and safety guidance, official rules and restrictions, important phone numbers, travel insurance if required, copies of important documents. Final section. The real experience of Mecca. End with a powerful and respectful conclusion. Mecca is not simply another destination on a travel map. For Muslims around the world, it is a place of extraordinary spiritual importance. A successful journey begins long before the airplane takes off, with preparation, respect, and an understanding of the rules. Whether you are preparing for Umrah, Hajj, or learning about one of the world's most significant cities, knowing what to expect can make your journey safer, easier, and more meaningful. Finish with, if you found this guide useful, subscribe to the channel for more travel guides, amazing destinations, and fascinating facts from around the world. Visual style. Use cinematic 4K style travel footage, aerial city shots, airport footage, airplanes, roads, trains, hotels, maps, transportation, and respectful footage of Mecca and its landmarks. Use animated maps to show international departure Jeddah Mecca Masjid al-Haram. Use on-screen titles for each major section. Use smooth transitions, professional typography, and a calm documentary-style soundtrack. The overall video should feel informative, modern, respectful, and useful for first-time travelers. Do not invent prices, visa rules, opening hours, flight schedules, or regulations. When information can change, clearly state that viewers should verify the latest information through official Saudi authorities before traveling. Target length. Create a detailed long-form YouTube video of approximately 15 to 20 minutes, with enough narration and visual changes to keep viewers engaged throughout the entire video.